This is called a hands and knees drill. As you can see, the idea of the drill is each player gets down on their hands and toes opposite each other. On the coach's call, one player tries to pull the hands away from the other, forcing them to fall to the ground. When he does that, he gets a point, and so on. This is an excellent drill working on their core strength, working on balance on the ground, and actually just getting used to working on the ground opposite another player. Again, the points we're focusing on. Both players on the ground using balance with their hands and toes, trying to get those hands off, working on their core strength, working on great body position on the ground, and an excellent drill causing fatigue in preparation for a skill session under duress. The other point about this drill, it's a bit of fun and the guys can have a good time. This is a pummeling drill on the knees. As you can see, both players are pummeling each other, i.e. getting their hands underneath their arms. They're focusing on grabbing and maintaining and controlling handles and levers. An example of a handle is maybe the elbow, or a lever, the arm. If you can get underneath those arms and throw from good body position, you can maintain the upper or the positive position in this drill. Things to focus on: good body position, being upright, not being too far away from the opposite player, getting your head in nice and tight, and once you get a position where you have a handle or a lever, maintaining that strength, maintaining that tight position and controlling that position all the way to the ground. By keeping good body position, you can maintain a good strong body. Once your body gets too far away from the opposing player, you are vulnerable and in a position to be thrown yourself. Again, things to focus on: staying tight, get your head in close, find handles and levers, maintain good body position, and control him to the ground. What we're looking at is a held up defence drill. As you can see, there are two players opposite each other, one with the ball, one defending, both on their knees. The idea of this drill is the player with the ball is to get past that player and try and score the try, if you like, by getting the ball to the ground. The defending player obviously has to get the player to his back, as you can see, and preventing the try. There are a few things that we should focus on this drill. First of all, I'd like to see the defending player stay upright more and actually use his shoulder on contact as opposed to his upper chest. Apart from that, he does well by staying nice and tight with his head and staying tight and close all the way to controlling the situation on the ground. Things to think about: good body position, staying tight and close, and when he does get him onto the ground, push with your toes so you can actually see the studs of his boots. That way you're maintaining your weight on the opposition player. This is what we call a back-to-back groundwork drill. To start the drill, both players sit on the ground with their backs towards each other. On the coach's call, they would spin, as you see, get straight onto their knees into a wrestling position, and then try to get the opposition player on his back on the ground. Really good drill for practicing groundwork technique, and a great drill because the coach can actually say, I want to see that 4 or 5 times, causing fatigue and making the players respond under pressure, thinking about their body position. Again, the things to think about: once the whistle's blown, get in tight, stay close, body on body, chest on chest, get to that bear hug, get your head in tight and control the player all the way to the ground. What we don't want to see is space between you and the opposition player. Maintain that close contact, hold good body position, control with a great bear hug, head in tight, and maintain that position to the victory. This is a sock drill. Players take their boots off and just leave the socks on. The idea of the drill is to force a player onto the ground and pull his sock off, holding it up as the winner. Both players get down on their hands and knees opposite each other, and on the coach's call, start wrestling, obviously to manoeuvre each other to get the sock off. Players can push each other away or get them into positions where you win the wrestle. Things they're working on in this drill, obviously great drill for core strength, working on body position on the ground, and working on getting hands and levers and getting over the opposition person on the ground. It's an excellent drill to be used before a skill session or a ball work session because it is causing fatigue, and you can allow the player to get fatigued and then see how he goes with his skills. Again, the points to focus on: core strength, working on great body position on the ground, and working on getting handles and levers. This is a groundwork drill in a square. There are 9 players in the drill, with 4 lots of couples wrestling on each point of the square. 1 player has a rest. On the whistle, they try and put each other on their backs, with the winner staying in his position and the loser moving to the next point. It's a great drill for getting fatigue and working under pressure whilst maintaining the proper technique in wrestling and groundwork. There are lots of points you still need to focus on as you're moving to the next point. You may be tired, but you need to still focus on these points: staying in tight, keeping your head in nice and close, getting handles and levers being the arms or elbows, or your hand up underneath the shoulder blade of the opposite player and working him to the ground, good body position, staying strong in the upright position, and good use of footwork. I know you're starting on your knees, but as you see a couple of times, players get to their feet. What we're looking at is a standing pummeling drill. The drill starts on the coach's whistle and both players start pummeling or moving their arms, as you can see, in a weaving motion underneath each other. What they're actually doing here is looking for handles and levers. I'd classify a handle as an arm or an elbow, and a lever as when you can lever the body, as Michael from the Raiders has just done there to Darcy from the Country Rugby League. There are a few things to think about when you're doing this drill. 1, getting your head in tight and staying close. 2, your feet position, your footwork. Your footwork needs to be close and together, as well as being close to the opposite player. Good body position, which means your hips are close and not spread out too far away. By maintaining these good positions, you can maintain good strength, have the upper hand in this situation, and control the person to the ground. This is a lock-in manoeuvring drill. 2 players get into position almost a pummel, and as you can see, to a bear hug. The idea of the drill is for one player to get the other player into the position onto the ground and on his back, controlling the situation. There are some very important parts of this drill that need to be looked at. You need to look at the footwork. As you can see there, the player that was thrown to the ground, his feet were apart, with the Canberra Raider player totally in control of the situation. You need to keep your feet close together and on the ground at all times, as well as being as close as you can to the opposition player. Let's look at the hips. You've also got to focus on your hips getting close, because you actually throw the player with your hips, not your upper body. You've got to get your head in tight and stay with him all the way to the ground without losing his contact. A great drill for manoeuvring an opposition, a great drill for defensive technique, and as well as control on the ground. This is a partner climb drill. In pairs, as you can see, one player stands strong on the ground, like a tree. As you can see, Josh Papali from the Raiders is doing that. His partner actually climbs around his midriff, underneath his arms and over the top of his hips. Excellent drill, particularly for the guy standing, for his balance. He's working all his core strength, body if you like, to hold that balance while his partner climbs around. It's an excellent drill for actually just getting used to another body on top of yours, working you and manoeuvring you in positions that you're not used to. An excellent drill again to use before a ball drill or a skill drill. The players after doing this are certainly fatigued and could do their skills under a bit of duress. Again, the points we're focusing on. Great upper body strength drill for the climber, core body strength and balance for the stander.